Alright, so we're going to get ready for the next part, video 2, and that's going to be putting the spindle shaft in, putting the these dampeners in, putting the washers and all that kind of stuff in, and showing the proper placement of how to put the grips. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take your have two 3mm wrenches in front of you. Have your stuff spread out just like this. You're going to have your spindle bearing spacers right here, which are going to go in between. So put those right there. You got your dampeners, your spindle bolts, and your blade grips, and you're going to need your blue thread lock, some grease, and this is all these parts right here are going to be coming from bag 700 FLH, which is in the main rotor head set. And then you're going to also need this bag right here, the 50HZ006 bag, which is going to have your grease. So, to get started, you're going to want to take your 3mm wrench right here, and then put that in the bolt, just like that. Take your thread locker, put a little bit of thread lock, kind of coat it in there, just a little line, and then just spread it through the threads. You might need a little bit more. Just repeat the process on the other side, and then just spread that in, just so it's coated equally in the threads. Not gooped on, but just a good coating, but not too thin. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is take your spindle and put it to the bearing right here, and hold the other end so that the bearing inside, the thrust bearings, don't come loose. And then you're just going to want to take this right here and screw the bolt down just until it stops. Doesn't have to be crazy tight, because we'll go back the end and tighten that down. So now that's in there, just like so. Then the next step that you're going to want to do is take your washer right here, which is going to be your spindle bearing spacer, which is going to go in between your main blade grip and the rotor head. And there's a curved side and there's a flat side, and I preferred the flat side to go towards the grip, and the rounded side, or the flat side, go towards the head block, and the rounded side go towards the grip. So the flat side is going to touch the dampener. Slide that on just like so. And then the next step is you're going to want to take this dampener, and there's a little rounded side on both of them, and then there's a flat side on the back. The flat side, that faces towards the inside, so you're just going to slide that in. Goes in real easy. And then just do the other side, the same on the other side. You got your curved side and then your flat side. Flat side goes facing towards the inside of the head block. And then you're going to take some grease, and as they show in the manual right here, we're just going to put a little coating of grease on the spindle. Just enough to coat it. And then I like to just kind of like smear it on, just coat it around, so it makes a nice even coating. Wipe my fingers off. And then also make sure to do the same as I said in the first video, is to get all that grease out of the spindle and off the screws, so that the Loctite has a nice clean surface instead of having that machining oil on it. You're just going to push the bolt so it slides through to the other side. And align, you'll see there's little notches, those are going to line up, and make sure the align is on the top. If it's like this and you can't see a line and you see the hex, it means your grip's upside down. So just make sure you can see the align. That'll make sure that you've got the proper grip orientation. Then you're going to want to take your spindle bearing, your other spindle bearing spacer, and put the flat side, like I do, flat side facing the dampener in there, and then just slide your grip on just like so. And then you're going to want to do the same thing as we did to that other bolt, and just put a little line, put it on both sides, just a little coating of it, and then just spread that around, coat it in the threads, make sure it's all coated in there nice and evenly, not gobbed on, and then just wipe off the excess on a paper towel. And then first make sure a line is faced up, and then you're going to want to take this and then just screw that down just until it stops. And you can feel the other one spinning now. So you're going to want to take 2 3mm hex wrenches, just like so, just like this, and until they stop, and then torque them down. You don't have to like go as crazy, but put a good amount of tension because these are important. You have to get those off. You can get that one-way bearing that align cells, which is very helpful on getting the spindle bolts out. So that completes that part of the video on assembling, finishing page 5. Just going to put your grips on. Those should be nice and smooth. There shouldn't be any really major resistance. You shouldn't feel any grinding. Nice and smooth. And that's part of step 1. Or video 2. Please subscribe and go check out video 3. And hope this build helps. Thanks.